Hello everybody and welcome to heat number 1 of the Sunoco Elite Series Sunoco Royale here at Mid-Ohio. We're back here again. Last season, Chris Dodd was able to lock out the Season 1 Sunoco Royale Championship as he took that crown. This season, it's all starting over again. William Brock takes the pole here for the first heat of Mid-Ohio, as we'll see if he can move on to the main alongside Johan Arndt. In row 2, we have Eric Monaco, who has been lacking a lot this season. And he's going to have a lot to make up if he wants to stay in this championship, alongside Vance Caldwell, who has been doing the same. In row 3 is reigning champion James Constantin, who is second in points right now, and is still chasing after Fitzwater. Today may be his chance. Alongside Trek Talger, who got second place here last season in the overall, and he took 125 points for Trailblazer, which was the reason they ended up in rank C. Vance Caldwell was third, by the way. In row 4, we have David Delafave, the one-off driver for Clever Haas Racing, replaced Gerard Ron last season after his injury at Talladega, and he led a good season. I was surprised he didn't get picked up for the next season, but he's here in Mid-Ohio, alongside Sean Angel, who hasn't really been turning a lot of heads lately, but I think he might keep that ride if he keeps going as he is. Jeffrey Finguy in row 5. He used to be 4th in points. Now I believe he's 6th. Still running strong, alongside Dan Server, who used to drive for that team in the 29 car. Torres took that over for Season 2. He was left without the ride, but he is back again, driving the 98 for the same team. Then in row 6, we have Roman Rahal, already having a win this season at Todd Ring, alongside Audra Baranowskas, who she drove for William Brock earlier this season after his injury, and she performed very well. In row 7, we have Annie Thomas, who hasn't been turning a lot of heads lately as well. Benoit Vervine still going the same, but he's the owner of the team, so you don't gotta worry. Then in row 8, we have Gerardo Ron, who's his first 2 seasons, both of them haven't been going that well. We'll have to see if he can turn it around, alongside Max Anderson, which they actually transported the wrong car. They went with it, they fixed it up during the big practice session, like I mentioned before. The big week-long practice session, they used that time efficiently, and this car is working just as good as their old one. Then it's Cordell Paulson and Philip Scott, who returns to us in the Sunoco Elite Series. Josh Trainer and Zach Smith, Aiden Shepard and Darren Weber. And in the final row is Sebastian Morandi and Rob Mooney in last. Mooney has a lot of time to make up if he wants to do anything here today. Command should have just gone through, as they should wheel off. It'll be 24 people, along with 12 of them going to the main event from this heat. William Brock and Johan Arndt will lead them to the green flag here in heat number 1. No one broke down, so this is official. Green flag is out at Mid-Ohio. Amazing start out of William Brock, as he's been driving well since his injury, since he came back from it. He's been driving pretty well. Johan Arndt fighting with Eric Monaco. Monaco running it wide in turn 2. Looks like the start was clean. Yes. This is important, because if you don't qualify through the heat semis or LCQ, you're getting no points for both main events. As they wheel down into up the hill, up the first hill, around the corner, Delafave trying to fight to stay at the front, driving for Clever Haas. He turned a lot of heads last season after he won practice here in Mid-Ohio. the giant practice session, which was very surprising, but he did so, and it was amazing. But I'm highly surprised he didn't get picked up for the season as a main driver, but he's still here and he's still strong. Angel is in a transfer position. Finn Guy wasn't in a transfer position, but I can almost guarantee he's in one now. Here we go. It's Brock, Arndt, Monaco, Caldwell, Konstantin, Tauger, Delafov, Angel, Finn Guy, Baranauskas is your top 10. And Dan Server is outside of the loop. Oh, Paulson! Hard into the wall, and around goes Paulson in the back. So he will be coming around turn 1 in the 2 rank D teams. I'm not sure if that's going to be called. He's under investigation for that. Josh Trainer, 12 and 61, under investigation. That might be a penalty for Trainer. Which a penalty in this, if it's in a heat, a semi, or a main. Well, not in the main. If it's heat, semi, or LCQ, if you do get a penalty, it will be, you will be unable to move on through that heat, which means Trainer, no matter what, may not go through because of that. Still Brock, Arndt, Monaco, Caldwell, Konstantin, Tauger, Delafov, Angel, Finn Guy. And it looks like Server has gotten around Baranauskas. It's Benoit Ravine. Benoit Ravine did not qualify for the main last time. Right now, he's Oh, it's not the top 10 and moves on, it's the top 12. So, Benoit currently is in a transfer position. Transferring to the main straight through the heats would be amazing, as the only one of their team members who isn't moving on is Jordan Ron. You might be wondering, is that replacement car actually lacking speed? No, it's one that he got a pretty bad qualifying. He barely saved it. I don't remember which corner it was, but he barely saved it in qualifying, as he almost went around. But, and also, these Dodges are not road course cars. They're very underperforming on a road course. So Anderson, even with a rank A car, he still has a lot of work to do on a road course. Philip Scott not performing too well in 17th. And Weber is on pit road for damage. Seems that everything's starting to calm down. Delafov, the first one-off car in the pack. He is currently sitting 7th place. Performing pretty well. That's why I think a lot of people should pick him up. Tauger has dropped back. Tauger was 6th. He just got passed by Delafov and his teammate Angel. That means Angel is currently the highest Trailblazer car. Another thing I want you guys to pay attention to, average speed of William Brock. Whichever heat has the faster average speed will be the left side, which will be 1st, 3rd, 5th in the main. So Brock right now may actually get the pole. But he's running up on Darren Weber. How will he contend? Can Johan Arndt actually win a heat? Oh, he gets around him pretty easy though. What about Johan? Easily. No hesitation, no wait time, he's straight around him. In the pack, Caldwell, like I said, he got 3rd in the overall last season for his team owner. As Tauger was the only person who wasn't a team owner who got in that top 3, as it was Dodd and Caldwell were the other 2. Tauger was the actual one-off driver for this team last season, but he performed so well that they decided to put him on the team. Amazing honor there when you do that good. Already has a win to his name, and that came here last season on his debut. So Tauger, a lot of history here. But my, Benoit Ravine is being pressured in every possible way by Annie Thomas. The Clever Haas driver, as I do not believe many Clever Haas drivers are here because we're missing 14. No, we still have Johan Delafave and Annie Thomas. So, oh, they're trying to get around Weber now. Ooh, contact! Wow. That was Weber. Weber just trying to keep himself alive. This pushes Angel right up to the back of Delafave. This could be good for Angel, but it's not good for Tauger. Tauger continues to drop. Now he's fighting with Dan Server, but Server runs it wide in that corner. So the order as we stand, as we're still looking up, order as we stand: William Brock, Johan Art, Eric Monaco, James Constantin, Vance Caldwell, David Delafave, Sean Angel, Audrey Baranowska, Trek Tauger, Dan Server, Jeffrey Finguy, and now Annie Thomas, rounding out your top 12, all of those transfer positions. But now it's Finguy versus Benoit Lervine. Finguy made a mistake. This gives Benoit Lervine a chance. He's not going to be able to take it. Benoit Lervine just not as fast as he would want to be today. They may need to make some changes to that car before they move out for semi if they don't go through. Anderson making up some position, but now challenging Jarderon, but not going to work out. Finguy still in 12th. Now over Rahal. So even though Tauger right now he's lost a few positions, he's still in a transfer position. That's what's important. This is a lower qualifying than he had in the first time he went here. That was when the cars were a lot more even, which they will be evening out the cars a lot more next season. And Sean Angel, this is his first time in Mid-Ohio, and right now he's doing the best for his team. As fun fact, the only member of Trailblazer who isn't here is their one-off driver, DJ Curtis, which we will see him in heat number 2. Sean Angel still in the back of David Delafave. There seems to be no challenge made. Now there may be a challenge as he's starting to pull fast laps. But Audra Baranowska's is really fast, as she has the 6th fastest time. There's Dan Server, 10th position, and Finguy still in your final transfer spot. Finguy trying to hold on. Out of all the people who drew cards to see which heat they'd be in, Finguy drew first. He was the first person in line to draw a card, and he ended up in heat number 1. Very first person, so we'll have to see. Did that first in line pick really work out for Finguy? Right now, he's hanging on the edge of glory, because I don't believe any of his teammates, no, none of his teammates are here with him. He's all alone. His teammates will all be in heat 2, but Finguy is handling it surprisingly well for having no one in any alliance anywhere. The closest he's got is Max Anderson, 16th, as I believe Anderson's all alone in this too. No 9, no 39, no 59, and no 87. So all 4 of his teammates will be in heat 2 as well. So these 2 are pretty much all alone. Tauger still moving back. Audra Baranowska's now right on the back of Sean Angel. Here she comes on Sean Angel. That's for 7th. If this move is completed, ooh. As they come down the front, come down another straightaway. Like mentioned earlier this season, these Hondas aren't that good on straightaways. They don't have the straightaway speed. They have amazing cornering speed, though. There's Trek Tauger, and this might push Andy Thomas wide and give Finguy the position he needs. But that pushes Finguy wide. Along with Rahal, here comes Benoit Ravine. He's 14th. And his teammate, Gerard Aron, is 15th. If these two want a straight ticket to the main from the heats, they need to move, and they need to move now. Looks like Audrey Baranowska's made a small mistake. But these positions up here have not budged. Now, you all remember what happened last time when they pit with a few to go. Yes, that still can happen. So a lot of these people are fearing that. Rondi Mooney all the way in the back here. And Philip Scott, pretty surprising to see him back here not performing the way he wanted to. The three-time winner in the series, just not in a good card. Aiden Shepard, not doing amazing. Right now, Finguy just trying to hold off Roman Rahal, who is very, very, very close. Andy Thomas makes a mistake. Finguy might capitalize, but here comes Rahal. This is for the final transfer spot, as they remain side by side. And this is closing Benoit Ravine. He wants retaliation for not qualifying last season, when all of his other teammates did, I believe. So these road course ringers need to step it up. As even with a ranked C car, I'm highly impressed. Angel and Tauger, we've never seen two Trailblazer cars get a top 10. I don't believe, no, we have, which was Weimar Park. Which was, I believe, Gerard, or was it? I believe it was Gerard Aron and Benoit Ravine. Would you look at that? Now what will Finguy do against the Dodge ahead? Then it's two cars ahead of them, which is Server and Andy Thomas, which each position you gain in the heats is two positions in the main. So even if you're in a transfer position, you can't relax because you got to make up as many positions as possible. It's a good haul for people like David Delafoe, but Brock is being held up. This is closing Johan Arndt. Brock is in like the dirtiest area you can be in right now. Brock is not finding an opportunity. Now's his opportunity. If he wants to pass, he needs to go now. Johan Arndt closing the gap. He can't find a way around Cordell Paulson. Oh, he's being a horrible backmarker, but here comes Johan Arndt for the lead, as Cordell continues to hold him up. As Cordell Paulson, being a bad backmarker, helped Johan Arndt. As now, the gap has closed immensely. A mistake out of Brock could be it. Ooh, battle between Audra Baranowska's and David Delafoe. I expected this battle. Audra is fast. Looks like Tauger found his way around teammate Sean Angel. That's for 8th, and it looks like he's closed right back to Delafoe. These two battled all through the beginning of this heat. And now it's lap 11, and they should still battle. Looks like they're gonna go battle again. Finn Guy, outside looking in. Benoit Vervine, Gerard Oran, outside looking in. Annie Thomas, could we get both, or no? Well, yeah, both females in this heat through, as we will see another female in the next heat, which will be Spark Auto Racing's Gatlin Downey, which we'll see her soon. But can Annie Thomas pull this off for Clever Haas Racing? Or will Team Flame be able to overtake? Neither of them have allies nearby. As for Benoit Vervine and Gerard Oran, they're both right next to each other, so they got allies if they need to make a move. Rahal runs it wide. This gives Annie Thomas a little bit of a cushion, and this gives Finn Guy an opportunity. But no one budges. This puts Rahal in a high pressure situation. And not only that, but a mistake out of them, Benoit Vervine's closing. His Trailblazer cars are just not fast well, not today, but they're not fast right now. As now Caldwell's being held up by Paulson. He's going to make that move. As the gap starts to widen again. As even though Johan closed the gap, you just can't go up against someone like William Brock. Ooh, contact between Paulson and Constantine. That could have ended badly. Tauger versus Delafov. This battle again. Angel is dropped to the 10th position. This doesn't look good for Angel. And now Annie Thomas gets pushed wide by Rahal. Same situation as last time, just reversed. And now Finn Guy even more eager. But no one budges. They continue to be solid through that corner. What about this one? Annie Thomas runs it wide. That's the move. And Annie Thomas drops out of a transfer position. Finn Guy is back in this. Like I said, it's still a possibility of them pitting, but I'm not sure if they will. Maybe everyone's going to try to hold out to the end because everyone remembers what happens last time. And Annie Thomas goes from a safe 11th to out of it in 13th in one lap. Tauger pressuring the back of Delaflov. Dan Server closing on Tauger. There goes Audrey Baranowska's. She is faster than the reigning champion and his teammate, which is amazing. I can almost guarantee Audrey Baranowska's is going to get a full-time ride next season. She has been highly impressive in that car. Not only this car, but in the 01. Apologies. But not only this car, but in the 01 car, she has just been impressive this season. Even though she's just a replacement. As there's been no more wrecks, which is good. That's good. You don't want to see many people wreck like we saw last season in that corner. That was chaotic. But kind of funny. Everyone was alright, so we can laugh about it now. But now, we're coming to one lap to go, and Monaco's in the pits. He couldn't make it to the end. That opens up the position for Annie Thomas. This gives her a key position. This gives Audrey Baranowska's a top 5. Johan Arndt has just had a horrible lap. Audrey Baranowska is faster than everyone ahead except for Brock. Brock may be the person to beat today. As right now, David Delafave trying to hold off Trek Tauger to keep what should be now the 6th position. Dan Server runs it wide. Here comes Rahal and Angel. Angel on Server. It's going to be tight to the finish. Who's going to move on? Coming around the final corner, and William Brock will take heat number 1 and will move straight to the main event. He wins the heat. Johan Art will take 2nd, Caldwell 3rd, Konstantin 4th, Baranowska's 5th, good performance, Delafave 6th, Tauger takes 7th, Server 8th, Rahal 9th, Finguy 10th, Thomas 11th, and Angel almost missed the cut by his teammate's hands, but Angel will move on in the 12th position. Gerardo Ron didn't make it, Benoit Verveen, Anderson didn't make it, Shepard didn't make it, Monaco didn't make it, Smith and Philip Scott. And we got these ranked Bs back here. We're just trying their best. Great job by William Brock. Let's go look at your finishing results. As everyone's pulling in the pits, it's William Brock taking heat number 1. He's moving straight to the main. Johan Art, Vance Caldwell, James Constantin, Audrey Baranowska is rounding out the top 5. She's going to be in a top 10 starting position. David Delafave and Trek Tauger, Dan Server, Roman Rahal, and Jeffrey Finguy. Rounding out your top 10, then Sean Angel and Annie Thomas moving on right behind them. Like I said, some big surprises back there who didn't make it, like Monaco, who was in 5th, but he had to pit, and 17th. Bad luck for Monaco, just couldn't make the fuel run. But that is it for this heat. We'll see you guys in heat number 2. Hello everybody and welcome back to Mid-Ohio for heat number 2 of the Sunoco Royale with the last 24 drivers until we move on to the semis. On the pole for this heat is Adam Vincent in the 41. Already has a win this season at Portland. We'll have to see if we can get another one here today at Mid-Ohio in the main events, if he can make it there. Alongside Steven Thompson, driving the same car as last season for Fitzwater Australia Racing, and starts on the front row. In row 2, we have Pinocchio Young in 3rd place. Been performing decently well this season. Is the Rookie of the Year slot so far this season. Alongside Paul Jackson, 3rd in points. Could potentially take this championship. In row 3, we have a full row full of Team Flame Racing cars. We have John Arndt, who just has been impressing me all season long after his bad performance last season. He has just been so amazing this season, alongside team owner Scott Roush. In row 4, we have Sebastian Torres in the 29 car. He got his first career win, I believe, earlier this season. So, Torres, good season so far, alongside Zachary Fitzwater, the points leader. In row 5, we have Nick Pericles, who has 2 wins to his name, but not this season. He has no wins this season. Alongside Carson Bowers, who has 2 wins this season. In row 6, we have a row full of CJ cars. Eugene DeMax, who's been on a bad luck streak as of late, but could make it up, alongside Kyle Collins, who is doing decent. In row 7, we have the reigning Sunoco Royale champion, Chris Dodd, alongside Alexander Rowe, who's currently 4th in points. Then it's Lorenzo Log, 2 wins this season as well, 3 wins to his name, alongside PJ Karenko, still looking for that first career win. Behind them, Tommy Turbo, another Team Flame car. Like said, Finguy's the only Team Flame car who was in Heat 1. Turbo, the lowest of them, of the Team Flame cars. alongside William Duncan, who has a lot of time to make up if he wants to make the main. Then it's DJ Curtis for Trailblazer Motorsports with that beautiful 15 car. Didn't get an amazing qualifying alongside Ryan Monaco. He's for Trailblazer, by the way, Curtis. Alongside Ryan Monaco. Behind them, John Bunno returns to the series. This time in the 53 car for HHR, since him and Sunoco on his outside are good friends. They've been good friends for the longest of time, and they're now pretty far back. Then it's Gatlin Downey for Spark Auto Racing in their one-off driver for the Rank D team, alongside Hans Windhelm, who takes off the ladder. So, as we're about to get the command in 10 seconds, lots of questions going around if Stephen Thompson can perform under the pressure with the two WBM cars right near him, one behind him, one beside him, and then all these cars behind. He's going to be taken second to the green flag. Will he buckle under the pressure, or will he keep that pressure going and be able to take the win? But Adam Vincent, as we saw in here, problem out of Adam Vincent, we're going to have to recase this start. But we'll get back to what I was talking about in just a moment. Alright, so we're back. But what we saw in heat number 1 was that William Brock took an amazing start and just dominated the entire heat. Johan got close but could never capitalize. Will that be the same thing here? Or will things change? As we come to the green flag, it's going to be Adam Vincent and Stephen Thompson. Green flag is out at Mid-Ohio. Once again, heat number 2. Vincent, good start, not a great start, not like what William Brock got in heat 1. As they barrel down. Young trying to challenge on the outside of Thompson. But Thompson's able to fend off. Now they're in the straightaway speed section, which is all Thompson. Thompson's got teammates here, but none of them near him. Here comes Paul Jackson for third. Jackson wants a high start. Oh, that was almost 4 wide. That was scary. Jackson wants a good start because if he can get a good start, that means he can get ahead of all of his championship rivals. Right now, he is not in the highest position he can be. Constantine currently has the highest point position in the main so far, which he got 4th in his heat, which John aren't both right now. There's Jackson, who ran wide in one of the corners back there. There's Collins running really wide. But overall, a clean start. Like I said, here's DJ Curtis. Here's the full view of that car, the E-Cola number 15 car with Honda. But he doesn't seem to be performing as well as his teammates did. He has a lot of time to make up if he wants to get to the main. Did anyone... Oh, Rowe and DeMax! What happened? As we're going to have to get another camera view of this. This was coming up into this section. You all recognize this section. As they'd be coming down up into that corner. DeMax run wide, hit Rowe, and both of them would go around. They just got loose. Oh, Windhelm save it. There you go. Windhelm was able to save it though. Back to TV1. There's Gatlin Downey. She had a clean start, but just not that fast here today. That eliminates 2 of the biggest threats for a transfer position. So that means the order is Adam Vincent, Stephen Thompson, Pinocchio Young, John Arndt, Paul Jackson, Scott Roush, Zachary Fitzwater, Nick Pericles, Carson Bowers, Sebastian Torres, Kyle Collins, and PJ Karenko rounding out the top 12. As it's a battle between Lorenzo Log and Chris Dodd for 13th. Soon they may challenge. Chris Dodd, though, the best guy out here when it comes to Mid-Ohio since he won this event last season. Very strong competitor. We'll have to see, can Chris Dodd get it done with another 15 laps. This is only lap 2 though, so anything can happen. Especially up ahead after what happened in Monaco, we could see someone pull into the pits, which could change the dynamic of the whole main event, even maybe championship. But here comes Paul Jackson on John Arndt. This puts him in the same position that Constantine finished in his heat, meaning if we finish as we stand, Jackson and Constantine would start on the same pro, which is scary to think about. There's Chris Dodd. There's DJ Curtis actually holding his own. Could we see DJ Curtis in the main through the heats? He's got a lot of time to make up though. 126.9. Fastest lap out of that was 125.0 out of Stephen Thompson. Nice for Stephen Thompson. Pulling a fast lap out here today. He needs a good finish. There's Tommy Turbo challenging the back of DJ Curtis. But Curtis doesn't seem to be budging. 126.9 was his last lap around, which is slower than everyone had, but that's because he is a rookie out here, brand new to this kind of racing. I don't believe anyone else is new to this racing. Catelyn Downey as well, but she's also underperforming. Bunnell knows how this racing goes, but in that 53 car, he's not performing too well. That's because he's a rank D, as it was confirmed by the stewards that they will be tightening up the car ratings next season, meaning it'll be a lot closer. Dodd made a mistake. He's able to hold on to the position though. Curtis versus Duncan. Duncan has won here before. He won last season as a rookie at Mid-Ohio. Now he's being challenged by a new rookie who was on the team that Duncan got his win on, Trailblazer. Alright, as we look through the pack. Alright, so Jackson made the move on Young for third. This puts Jackson as the highest starting position for the championship contenders. Unless someone could retaliate on him and say something about it. As John Arndt and Scott Roush battling teammates. Will anyone forfeit the position? Doesn't look like it. Like I said, every position in a heat gives you 2 positions in the main when it comes to starting position. So Scott Roush really wants that, because now he's defended the 5th position. But wow, alright, Stephen Thompson and Adam Benson are creating a gap. There's not a lot of people up here are really too worried. Even though each position you gain gives you 2 positions, it also makes a risk of crashing. So I don't think a lot of these people are in an amazing rush. We may see battling kick up in the main a lot more than now. But currently last transfer spot, still PJ Karanko for Fitzwater Australia Racing. If we were to see a Fitzwater Australia Racing car not make it into the main straight through the heats, that would make it very interesting. Ooh, I saw contact between Tommy Turbo and DJ Curtis. Curtis underperforming for that team. We'll probably see him in the semis. Dodd, though, really looking. Now there goes Lorenz past him. Lorenz, like said, has 2 wins to his name this season. 1 at Landmark Park, 1 at Old Spice, I believe, so both road courses. So he is becoming a road course ringer. Basically, he might become the new Philip Scott. But here comes Lorenzo Log for the transfer position. Oh, contact. Both of them want this position. Neither of them want to give it up. DJ Curtis runs wide. He's going to lose the position. to Bunnell now, and maybe even Sunoco. There is just something not right with that car. Tough day. Alright, but it's right now. Lorenz Log now holds the final transfer spot. Took it away from Karanko. There's Paul Jackson. Alright, yeah. No one is even close to as fast as Adam Vincent right now. Vincent is pushing. Trying to get as big of a gap as he can. But that may come back to bite him later because Ishii has to pit later. That won't be good. That'll give the win to Steven Thompson. Right now, though. DJ Karanko outside looking in now. Chris Dodd outside looking in now. Even though Dodd is the reigning Sunoco Royale champion in the main events, he's never finished higher than 5th. We'll have to see if that can change today for Chris Dodd. But first he has to get into the main, and he's still fighting for it. As they come around the last few corners. Ooh, Jackson pulling 124s now. He wants to reach Vincent and Thompson, but I don't think he has time. There's Young in 4th, having a great performance out of the rookie. Rookie of the Year contender. Big Rookie of the Year contender, actually. He's currently in that slot. The next one down from him was his teammate Johan Arndt, who finished 2nd in his heat. So, the Clever Haas rookies have been very impressive this season, but they still aren't really very close to championship contention. Actually, no one's really close to the top 3. The closest, like I said, was Alexander Rowe, who is here, but dropped out. So we'll see him in a semi. How far has Curtis dropped? Curtis starting to try to make moves. First on Bunnell. Looks like he's going to be fighting it now. And it looks like that move's going to be pretty easy for DJ Curtis. Any more crashes? No. That's good. That is excellent. No crashes means clean racing, and clean racing means everyone's okay. So, that's fine. There's Lorenzo Log, still pulling fast laps. In 12th, he needs to make a lot more position if he wants a good starting position, because at the moment, he would start either 23rd or 24th, as it will be announced after the race whether he will start on the inside or the outside. Sorry, I've just been but we are fine. Pericles is pretty fast on track, 125.3. Fastest lap was pulled by the leader at a 124.765. And that puts Thompson 125.6 and Jackson 125.4. So Thompson may not keep that position by the end of the race, but a good performance out of Young in the 4th position. He's been looking for a performance like this, and as of now, he does sit in a transfer position. Oh, but it's tightening up now back here. 2 CJ cars are both on the inside of the top 12, but they're very close to the cutoff. As for their team owner and the reigning Sunoco Royale champion, he's out looking in. How long until Lorenz Log makes another move? Fitzwater's pulling some fast ones. He needs to move up if he wants to be able to contend with the others. Turbo running nice laps. Wow. Curtis getting faster. Curtis is faster than a lot of the people up here. Amazing job out of DJ Curtis. Finally, he stepped it up. As the only people ahead of him who are faster are the few people ahead up to Chris Dodd than everyone up here. Still trying to pace themselves. Fitzwater, I believe, is even a little slower. 761. 724. 724. And then that's 614. So Young is the next fastest one. I saw, that's Collins who ran wide. That gives the 11th position to Lorenzo Log. That's another position for him. As Kyle Collins comes down the front straight, and here comes Karenko, trying to get himself back in. Dodd is just not performing, as Curtis has now slowed his pace a little, as we're on lap 10. Pericles versus Torres. The rank B Chevy versus the rank A Toyota. The only Toyota team in the series. And Torres runs it real wide. This may give Lorenzo another position. But Torres forces him wide. Kept himself in this battle between him and Pericles. And that gives Karenko a push wide, and that allows Collins to get back in this. Dodd's back in this. He's now up in the 13th position, now going to start hunting. There's Torres! Torres really, really wide. Did he get pushed? Here it is, Sebastian Torres trying to pass Nick Pericles. And he would just run that thing way out there, lose it to Lorenz, Collins, and almost Dodd. As Torres is now right on the inside of the top 12. As this gives Lorenzo Log a top 10, that puts him in the top 20 starting position in the main. All these people just running 125s now. No one's rushing it anymore. There's Carson Bowers just ran a 128, not a fast lap. Here comes Nick Pericles. Here comes Sebastian Torres. Not going to waste time getting positions back because he doesn't want to go out of the top 12. And there's Chris Dodd, may actually follow. Oh, that pushes Torres wide. His teammate helps him, and there goes Chris Dodd into a transfer position. Chris Dodd finally cracks the top 12. He's in the position, but he runs it wide. Here comes Torres again. Curtis running 127s now. Too slow to contend. Now it looks like it's going to be Dodd versus Torres for the last transfer spot. Oh, Stephen Thompson losing time, but too slow to matter. Now it's Duncan versus Turbo for the 14th position. There's Curtis, Stucol. Wow, Stucol 126.2 for a rank D. That's not bad at all. Something is just not clicking with DJ Curtis, as he is just not that fast. As it's Dodd and Torres up the hill. As now we see no one budging for position. No one wants to give up position, but everyone wants to gain. Oh, Pericles runs wide. That's a mistake. There's Lorenzo Locke for 9th now. I don't think he'll get it. Nope. There's Collins now, trying to make a move on the outside, but that just doesn't really work too well here. Especially right in that corner. There goes Lorenzo Locke getting the position back. They have Pericles in the main. They have Collins in the main. And Dodd is close, and Max was the only one who dropped out because of a wreck. He's had horrible luck this season. But it's Chris Dodd now, still hunting. It's a huge surprise to see him out of the top 12. Out of that transfer position. Going to the semi would be a really bad scenario, and LCQ even worse, and not even qualifying would be worst case scenario. So Chris Dodd has a lot of work to do. Even though it's one position, it's not going to be that easy to get around someone like Sebastian Torres, who has been pretty powerful this season. He's going to need a mistake. Will Torres make that mistake that he needs? Oh, looks like he might have. Nope, just Dodd got a tighter line. He's going to try to tighten up his lines. Also a battle here between Fitzwater and Bowers, two teammates. Young, the pressure comes off of Young. It's good for his 4th position. Coming to 2 laps to go for Adam Vincent. 6 seconds. Same situation as William Brock, because no one's really in a huge rush. Except for what seems to be Paul Jackson, who really wants this position. My fear is with that damage for Lorenzo Locke, will that force him to pit? And give the position to Dodd. Ooh! Wow, Turbo, hold on. He almost lost the car there. It's pretty much what happened to Max Anderson back in qualifying. But Dodd losing position, losing time. He can't just stay patient anymore. He can't. He has no time. Alright, around the corner. There's Lorenzo Locke running it wide. It's not going to be enough for anything for Dodd. Vincent didn't pit. Thompson didn't. Young didn't. Not Young. Jackson didn't. What about Young? Young does! Oh, that's devastating. He had a good day going. This gives the position Chris Dodd needed, but I'm not sure if that's the way he wanted to get it. Pinocchio Young is going to drop back. He's going to have to pit, grab fuel. Grabbed a dash of fuel, and he's out. Down the front stretches. Actually, we are getting word that that wasn't a fuel stop. That was actually a stop and go penalty for jumping the start. We're getting word that Pinocchio Young may have actually jumped the start. So Young is actually being penalized with a stop and go penalty. Because of this penalty, he drops down below Curtis. Like said, this gives Dodd an amazing position. Here we come to the finish. Adam Vincent will take heat number 2. William Brock Motorsports will sweep the front row. Thompson will take 2nd. Jackson 3rd. Scott Roush, great performance out of Scott Roush. He's going to take the 4th position. Arndt 5th. Fitzwater 6th, Bowers 7th, Pericles 8th, Lorenz 9th, Collins 10th, Torres 11th, and Chris Dodd will make the main through the heats. Great performance out of the CJ Brigade. as if it wasn't for DeMax going out, Dodd may have not even gotten in. So now, Karenko going to the semis. Turbo going to the semis. Curtis going to the semis. Young going to the semis. And most of all, Alexander Rowe and Eugene DeMax going to the semis. Let's go look at your final finishing results. I am astonished. Oh my god, I don't know what to do here. Adam Vincent's average speed literally tied his teammates. 94.739 was the average speed of Chris Dodd, and it was the average speed of Adam Vincent. This is something I never thought we'd see. From here, oh my, I don't know what we're gonna do. Adam Vincent and William Brock tied their average speed. I'm speechless. How did they do that? I can check one more time. Nope. Exactly the same. That's amazing. So the tiebreaker would have to be whoever was closest, which would be the highest average speed for second place. That goes to Johan Arndt, who was 2.5 seconds behind Stephen Thompson, 7.6 seconds behind. So William Brock will take the pole because of a tiebreaker. Never thought I'd see that. Jackson will be the highest points contender. Will start 6th. Constantine will start 7th. And Fitzwater will start 12th. Like I said, we're going to see people like Rowan DeMax in the semis and the LCQ. Those races will come later, but those will be exciting. But that's all we got for today. Semis will be next. Semis and LCQ will be in one video. Then we'll go to the 50-lap main event 1, 50-lap main event 2, and then finish it out. Get our results and see who will be crowned the Sunoco Royale champion. We'll see you guys in the semis. Ciao.